Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw. Very special edition, Wrestler of the Year edition. Who had the best 2019 in the world of wrestling, Larson? We're going to determine that today.
Oh, yeah.
And the winner of Wrestler of the Year will receive a special prize.
Yes, to be revealed at the conclusion of this very special episode.
That's right. Very exciting.
I guess we can't talk briefly about criteria. We have to go to the actual mathematics of it all.
True.
But I think our criteria is the same as always.
Yeah.
Being be good.
Yeah.
Be book strong.
Yeah.
And you got to be leaving behind. Your 2019 is going to be leaving behind a really strong legacy.
The strongest.
I think you left some cookie on here.
The strongest of legacies, really?
I know. You're going to snort it.
Oh, yeah. And there is only...
Cookie freak.
Cookie freak. And there is only one name that stood heads and tails.
Heads and shoulders.
Above also his tail is above everybody. That's how high he is.
All right.
But before we get to that person, let's talk about some of the other contenders.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's funny. We were talking about this. We were going to do a video on who had the worst 2019. Nobody really had a terrible, overwhelmingly bad 2019.
I mean, Bob Roode did. He had a bad one.
He was on TV. It could have been worse for him, like EC3 did.
Yeah, EC3 had a bad year. Seth Rollins was actually in contention. I don't know if not necessarily the worst, but kind of the most disappointing because he started the year out so strong. And I wonder if in his mind he thought, I'm going to beat Brock twice.
Yeah.
I'm going to be face of the company.
Yeah.
This is going to go great. I'm going to finally get the babyface push and have it done right how it should have been years ago. And then he started getting booed.
I'm not entirely sure that his Twitter activity wasn't all a work to get him to this heel turn moment.
All right.
Anyways, because remember how last year, like, hella people had a really bad year?
Yeah, no.
I think we did a top 10 on like 10 wrestlers
we had the last couple of years,
who legitimately had bad years. This year, I guess it's like Bob Roode and
EC3.
And really, Bob Roode seemed a little happier this year than he did last year.
Yeah, but then he got suspended.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Anyways, let's talk about the people who had a really good 2019.
There's a lot of wrestlers had really good years.
Yeah, they had some good years.
We got a short list of people that came to mind for us. And we could add, twice as many names on this list because a lot of people had really, really, really good years.
Absolutely.
First name we'll talk about, though, Cody effing Rhodes.
Oh, yeah, man.
He seems to be kind of the mastermind behind AEW. He's a dude sitting, it's not gorilla position. I always forget what they call
it.
Dusty dream spot. I don't remember what they call it.
The dream area.
Yeah. The AEW version of gorilla position.
Yeah.
I know there's a sign there. I can see the sign, but I can't remember what it says. He's the dude always sitting back there. He seems to be hands-on every facet of the company.
The Dusty Deck.
Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know. It's not that.
Probably not. He's one of the best promos in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
And, man, that match he had against Dustin at Double or Nothing.
He has become, honestly, he's become one of the best storytellers in terms of planning out a feud and all the beats are perfectly executed and then the match is perfectly executed. Cody Rhodes really did come alive as like guy that you really need to see what he's doing because it's always interesting. It's always good. He was able to elevate Shawn Spears,
Darby Allin,
the match he had, like you already mentioned, with his brother, match of the year contender easily. I mean, it's in my top 3. Maybe it's my top 2. And I mean, more than anything, the biggest thing, you already said it, spearheaded basically AEW. I don't think without him, the Young Bucks and Kenny, they ever would have thought to do this. I think Cody has brought the first legitimate potential competition to WWE.
20-some years.
Since WCW. And I think that it's fantastic. He had an absolutely killer 2019.
Yeah.
I would put him probably, I mean, it's him and another name that's runner-up for Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. These names we're about to read are in no particular order either.
Yeah.
Next, Keith Lee. He was finally given an opportunity to really showcase what he can do in NXT after being there for 2 years.
2 years since his debut in the crowd.
At TakeOver, yeah.
And then this year, especially over the last half of this year, came alive. Started out with amazing matches with Dijakovic.
Yep.
And really his star came alive during Survivor Series just last month. They really spotlighted Keith Lee.
They gave Keith Lee so many spotlight moments, especially to close shows. The lasting image of so many shows was Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Next, over in Impact, Sami Callihan.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, of course, he won the Impact World title off of Brian Cage. Probably more importantly, though, he kept a lot of positive buzz going for Impact with his feud with Tessa Blanchard. And honestly, this is the blueprint for how an intergender feud can go down and generate a lot of buzz and keep people captivated. This hard to kill pay-per-view is coming up, and there's a lot of interest behind that. The guy, he said like a year ago, he wants to be the reason why Impact flourishes and digs itself out of the hole.
He wants to be the franchise.
I think 2019, he proved that he could definitely do that.
Yeah. Yep. Next. A name you might not expect. One, Baron Corbin.
Shocking.
Dude seemed left for dead.
Yeah.
At the end of last year.
They literally scapegoated him for all the woes of WWE.
And then he was publicly humiliated.
Yeah.
By the McMahons and by several wrestlers who got their finisher off on him.
Yeah. And then he just kept staying around. He won King of the Ring tournament.
He beat Kurt Angle in Angle's final match.
He retired Kurt Angle.
He's always on TV. And while... You know what? The argument can be made whether that's good or bad for the actual viewing experience of said product when Corbin is always on TV.
I think it's bad, but you cannot deny that he's there.
And because he's so prominently placed, he's had a good year for himself.
He's had a damn good year.
Like, they're smart to give him that kind of spotlight is another thing entirely.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think he should have had such a good year. I think it's been to the detriment of WWE, but he's had a good year.
Now, if you replace, if you put Drew McIntyre in Baron Corbin's position.
Been all about it.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
I've been all about it.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, you could say he was a contender for Worst 2019 because he just continued to be a henchman.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Amanda Drew McIntyre's talent should be henchman.
I agree, yeah.
Next, Bray Wyatt.
Had a great year.
Yeah, man.
Successfully repackaged, rebranded as The Fiend, along with the Firefly Funhouse stuff. Just a really compelling creative package, evidently largely his own brainchild. Won the Universal title in dominant fashion off Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel after that debacle of a match at Hell in a Cell.
I don't really think it was a debacle, though. I think they were trying a different approach to storytelling. It just didn't resonate with a lot of people.
I was simply echoing the sentiment. I agree with you. I was echoing the sentiment of a lot of people.
And that's one thing I appreciate about this current run with Bray is you got the sense in all his previous dalliances with the main event that especially after losing the Cena at Mania, they'd always bring him to the precipice of great things, but never go all the way with it. We saw that with Cena. We saw that with Randy Orton. Now it seems like they might finally be invested in Bray to the extent that they would allow him to see whatever story he has in his head for The Fiend finally play out as he would want it to play out.
It's sort of a sad state of affairs when the only people you can get emotionally invested in are the ones you believe Vince wants you to become emotionally invested in that you know that they have Vince's full confidence because they're the only people who are going to get pushed. Mm-hmm. And Bray has always been one of those guys where it's like you want him to succeed. You're hesitant to get too emotionally attached to him because of what you just said. They always bring him to the precipice and bring him back down.
Yep.
And now it seems like we're at the point where they are willing to invest in him. And they've done so, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of 2020 he has.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley had a really good year also.
Yeah.
Obviously, she was a big spotlight for NXT, or she had a big spotlight on her for NXT. What does she do? She, racked up a win against Charlotte.
The whole build-up to Survivor Series, it was a massive star-making performance from her. I mean, but even if you go back when she debuted in NXT, staring down with Shayna.
Yeah.
Huge for her. But I believe over the course of Survivor Series, if I remember correctly, she pinned Charlotte, won the War Games match, and then won at Survivor Series.
She won the War Games match with 2 people versus 4 or 3 or something like that. It was crazy. The thing about Rhea too is that every time she was on camera, it didn't matter if it was just her or her and 20 other people. she made sure to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's called grabbing the brass ring. And she did that more than anybody this year. And then, of course, she beat Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship in the main event. So that was really terrific as well. So she had a killer year, too.
Awesome year. Next up, Becky Lynch. I mean, she's WWE's top star, without a doubt.
Yeah.
She's on the cover of the video game with Roman Reigns. Main event in WrestleMania, won both women's titles. The most marketable star WWE still has.
Yep.
And, if it seems is going to have for the immediate future. She's still putting on good matches. She's still a great promo. Had the only creative misstep they really had with her this year post Mania was the tag team thing with Seth.
Yeah.
Where they're making their relationship focus the storyline. That was a mistake.
Yeah, her post-Mania stuff, like Lacey Evans, it wasn't like super on fire or anything, but she still maintained her popularity. People are still into her. She main evented this. She's main evented, these past 2 pay-per-views in a row, so she's still hot.
Yep.
And no doubt she'll have a pretty big profile. She'll have a pretty
Prominent
big
role
spot.
in Mania
Prominent
next
role
year,
in Mania,
Next up, Kofi Kingston had what could be the moment of the entire year in professional wrestling, winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, beating Daniel Bryan for that. Had a 6-month reign that I thought they did a pretty solid job of establishing him as a legitimate world champion. It wasn't a thank you reign like we've seen with other people. They went out of the way, put him in the ring against really good opponents. For the most part, he was putting on good matches. There's a couple duds with Dolph.
It's sort of oscillated between, definitely not a thank you run.
No.
But also, we all kind of knew that Vince didn't have his full confidence.
Yeah.
And that was totally validated and reflected with how he lost the title to Brock Lesnar and was never given a follow-up. It's like, okay, so Vince never really cared.
I know.
And honestly, I still think that one quality, solid, clean win against somebody like Roman Reigns, who also had a good year. He came back from cancer.
Yeah. Would have done the world for Kofi.
Would have been everything. And then he can take that fluke loss to Brock, get a rematch, and have one of those really, really great underdog, really close losses against Brock, and you might have made a star, Yeah,
I know. That was a huge misstep creatively to have Kofi lose in such a fashion against Brock in, 8 seconds, whatever it was.
I would say probably runner-up for Wrestler of the Year. It's either Cody or it's Will Ospreay. He had, just a laundry list of really, really great matches.
Some of the best matches of the year. His match against Takagi, finals of Best of Super Junior.
Yeah.
At the mid-year point was my match of the year. That match was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was a really great match.
40 minutes of nonstop action.
Yeah.
But they didn't focus on the action at the expense of storytelling.
Yeah, he had according, I got Dave Meltzer's star ratings here. He had almost a 6-star match against Okada. Not a surprise. At the G1. I think, was that the one where that thunderous chop? That was probably
Chop of the year.
Definitely maybe. Chop of the year. Maybe I don't know what, shocking moment of the year.
Yeah.
Because that was unexpected. That Takagi match also almost got 6 stars.
Yeah,
that was 5 3/4. And if you run down the list here, it's all 4 stars and up, except when he fought Bad Luck Fale, which is not a surprise.
No.
So yeah, he just, he was obviously the guy. It's like him and, I guess Jay White more had sort of the insert him into Kenny Omega role this year. He had a really good year too.
He did.
But Will Ospreay, in terms of, being the foreign wrestler who took the reins from Kenny Omega, I guess it would be Will Ospreay easily.
I think especially too if you're gonna redub someone Best Bout Machine.
Yeah, right.
Right now, it's Will Ospreay.
It's totally Will Ospreay.
And he's doing a lot of really fun stuff to build up to his match against Hiromu Takahashi at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
That should be a lot of fun.
And he signed a new 5-year deal with New Japan, so we're gonna get a lot more of that stuff.
All right.
Here we go.
We have come to the time to announce the wrestler who we think has had the best 2019.
The Going In Raw. See, here's the difference. There's the Going In Raw Wrestler of the Year, which is like the Clown of the Year. That's probably going to be Baron. But now here is...
You don't have to name that award after Baron at this point.
Here is Going In Raw's
Best Wrestler
of the Year.
2019.
And it's not even close, people. He's on the top of our tree. Adam Cole, baby. I mean, again, if you go to the star ratings, which, yes, I always qualify this. It's one man's opinion.
It's a subjective thing, yes.
But Dave Meltzer, his opinion carries a lot of weight in this industry, so we go to his star ratings, and he take a look, and maybe the number of matches doesn't equal Will Ospreay's, but the quality of matches are just absolutely outstanding. 5.5 stars, 2 out of 3 falls with Johnny Gargano, that first match of theirs. 5.25 against Gargano, but everything else is like 4 and up.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Will Ospreay didn't have, and I'm only comparing because this is, one guy won, one guy didn't.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay didn't carry a franchise, didn't carry a promotion on his back. Adam Cole 100% did.
So,
and NXT has a stacked roster that is right there with him, but he was the focal point. He showed up during the Survivor Series invasion stuff and killed it night after night.
Not only did he kill it night after night, he's been dealing with a broken wrist the last half of the year.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know the severity of it.
No.
Nonetheless, that Survivor Series weekend, how many matches did he have that weekend? He had a tag match.
All in a row.
Well, he had a match on NXT that Wednesday, on SmackDown.
Friday,
War Games on
War
Saturday.
Games on Saturday.
And then a title defense on Sunday for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Dude does not take days off. Yep. He was tasked earlier this year, and I don't know if it was with the idea that NXT was moving to USA or not, that he was going to be the franchise. He was going to put this company on his back for the foreseeable future. And imagine the pressure only mounted higher when the move to USA happened. And he is continually above and beyond.
Oh, yeah.
I told you this before we started. He's one of those wrestlers, and there's a lot of them. But I think that with the intense focus on NXT, it's really highlighted. He makes people around him better.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really makes him, in my mind, not just the MVP of NXT, but maybe the entire pro wrestling business this year. And like Okada makes people around him better. There's a lot of wrestlers that do that, but to see Adam Cole take the mantle of NXT, put the company on his back with this huge move to USA, more eyeballs on it. They're being tasked with being competition head-to-head with AEW to take eyeballs away from that product. And he's in there with a broken wrist, putting on incredible matches.
Yeah.
And I mean, the ones you just read off are just off takeovers. It doesn't include TV matches.
Doesn't include TV matches, and by all accounts, he's putting on this level of match at house shows as well, in front of a couple hundred people.
Yeah. He's a great promo.
Yeah, he's all around like one of the most perfect pro wrestlers. Like you said, he's the best promo on this list, easily. One of the best promos in the business, and he keeps getting better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he plays a great bad guy, but then when he goes in there, he does boom, and he does the Adam Cole baby. The entire crowd is in the palm of his hands, and nobody can say that.
Yeah. He doesn't take a day off.
And he doesn't take a day off.
Doesn't take a day off.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that he understands the positions he's in. He probably relishes it. If someone asked him to take a day off, no. I mean, this is probably the best time in his entire life.
Yeah.
Being tasked with carrying this brand.
Yeah.
And that's not to diminish anything anybody else is doing in NXT, because there's a lot of great talent in there, but doing a lot of great stuff. But when he's carrying that title around, he's the focal point of the show, and he's got 3 people coming after him for the title. That's a huge weight for one performer to carry that brand, and he just seems to eat it all up.
He does, and his performance illustrates that, because you do have so many people. You got Finn, Keith Lee, and Ciampa right now all coming after him, and his reactions, his performance when they're doing the vignettes, when they're doing the promos, it's all so perfect. And it's crazy. You've got the bad guy and everybody's coming after him. You have a bad guy underdog.
I know.
And people are just eating up. It's absolutely crazy. I don't think they would have gotten that as profitable as the USA deal has been. I don't think they would have had the confidence to go up against AEW. I don't think the ratings would be comparable without Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era. I mean, absolutely. Wrestler of the Year, Adam Cole. And for his reward, for his award, we're going to send him out a prized, rare, in high demand Friendo Club T-shirt. I mean, I'm just gonna. I think I can find the address of the Performance Center.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna write Adam Cole's name on it.
Yeah, Hopefully it gets to him. His fan
Hopefully
mail.
it gets to him.
Maybe you can write a letter in there saying, "Hey, you're a wrestler of the year.
Yeah.
We present to you this award. Too good to me, brother."
And then I'll send a little picture of me and him to when I
Oh man, then he's gonna tear up that shirt.
Oh
man.
no, he's so great. No, he doesn't know. Here's the thing, he's so pure. He's gonna take it. He might get a little tears. Like I've reached out to people. Like I've touched people.
I've connected.
Yes, exactly. That's how he's gonna take it. He's
But then he
gonna
sees your face like, oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy, idiot.
That's the guy that dared put his elbow on Kyle O'Reilly's shoulder.
Yeah.
How dare he?
Kyle hated it.
How dare he?
No way, man. He was nothing but polite and excellent when I fumbled my way over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam. Can I talk to you?
Yeah.
He's like, who's this slob?
Yeah. Sure, I'll help you out.
Sure.
You look like you need it.
You thought that was from the Make-A-Wish program.
Oh my gosh.
Is there a Make-A-Wish? Is there a Make-A-Wish for fat idiots?
Wow. Anyways, congratulations to Adam Cole.
I thought there was something wrong with that guy.
A well-deserved honor.
He's just a fat moron.
A well-deserved honor. Thank you.
Thank you
for putting your body on the line.
Oh man, nothing but entertainment.
And being the best performer of 2019 in our estimation. That is undisputed. And we look forward to seeing what you got in store for 2020 as well as everybody else.
More
that we
but
mentioned
better
on this show.
More but better.
It's a great time to be a pro wrestling fan. There's so much awesome stuff out there.
So awesome.
And it seems like there's dozens upon dozens of wrestlers who could easily qualify to be the best wrestler of any given year.
Just terrific. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like button. If you liked any of the wrestlers we talked about today, hit that like button. If you like fat, slow morons, hit that like button. Hit the notify bell and click on all. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.